Peace and blessings, family. This is day 88 in 100 days of healing. Thank you for sacredly presencing with me. Today the transmission is on the throat chakra. The throat chakra here having to do with communication. The color is blue, and of course it's associated with this location right here in the throat, having to do with walking my talk, speaking my truth, being in my emotional honesty, and the authenticity of my being. To truly come from being an authentic being, there must be an opening of the throat chakra. As children, we were sometimes programmed to feel that we are meant to be seen and not heard. So very early in life, the throat chakra was often blocked, by the suppression of our right to speak. And we want to rise above that blockage. And sometimes there's a hesitation of speaking my truth or you speaking your truth because there's a feeling that someone is not going to get it or I'm not being heard. And one of the signs of a blocked throat chakra is being in the expectation of desperation, where I am desperately needing to be heard. And this is not a good place to be. I want to call forth the healing vibration by virtue of this tone to open this frequency of throat. So letting go of the expectation of desperation, where I'm desperately needing to be heard when I speak my truth. It is a greater empowerment for me to morph into the expectation of inspiration. Yes, I want to be heard, but I don't need to be heard. There's a wisdom in the expectation of inspiration that knows in due season I am always heard. In the expectation of inspiration, there is patience, which is a version of faith. Again, knowing that in due season I will be heard. So moving from needing to be heard to wanting to be heard can be a great healing for the throat chakra. And then understanding also that when I speak my truth, it's sometimes time released. I share it with someone and they're not entirely ready to receive it, but it becomes a deposit in their soul bank, accumulating interest until such time that they grow into a readiness to withdraw what I put there for them. So we're not always heard instantly. But it doesn't mean that we won't eventually be heard, even by that specific individual that seemed to be obstinate against what it was that we were sharing, what I was sharing and communicating. Expectation of inspiration also is an empowerment for me to be in the knowing that my communication is not just operating on an individual level, it's operating universally. So I'm communicating with an individual, but then I'm communicating with the whole of the universe through that individual. So sometimes even when an individual is not ready to receive the truth that I speak, there may be 10,000 others in the whole of the universe that are ripe and ready for that very same communication, are quickened by it, and also share it forward. So it becomes a continuity of blessing. So let there be the healing of the throat chakra so that there is never a hesitation in speaking the truth and understanding not only the individual resonance of communicating, but the universal resonance of communicating. Expectation of inspiration also teaches me to sometimes slow down the cadence of my speaking. In expectation of desperation, the desperate need to be heard, there is sometimes a rapid fire speaking and sometimes a very loud speaking, in the um, hope of ensuring that I'm going to be heard. But loud communication and rapid fire communication doesn't ensure being heard. So sometimes it's a matter of slowing down the cadence of the speaking. This is a powerful opening for the throat chakra because in the silent spaces between the words is the platform from which the intuition speaks. And the intuition speaks both forward and backward. As the intuition speaks forward, there is that possibility of creating a greater receptivity on the part of who is being communicated to. It also speaks backward in elevating the confidence in the one that is doing the speaking in the likelihood of being heard. So more spaces between the words sometimes, allowing for the intuition to speak and allowing for the telepathic communication to emerge. Listening is a very important part of the throat chakra energy. Me being able to hear the truth of others. And then being able to recognize that those who are very masterful in speaking are also an extension of my own self. I remember when I was first learning to play the didgeridoo, I created an affirmation. I would say, dream awake the mastery of every didgeridoo healer and player from beginningless beginning to endless end in my own mastery and expression. So even before I could play that instrument very well, I was owning the mastery of others. And we can do that, but we must feel a sense of oneness. I must feel a sense of oneness with that which I want to elevate myself into. Not envy, not jealousy, not separation, but oneness. Every exalted being is doing that which I am capable of. As the Master Christ says, those who believe on me, the works that I do, they shall do also, and greater. Silence is a powerful resonance of communication in the throat chakra. The inner dialogue, as well as God's dialogue within me. What does God feel about me? God is always hearing me, always getting me, even when the individual doesn't get me. So it is an empowerment for me to know that I am not only communicating with this individual, I am also communicating with the Most High. Other powerful resonances for throat chakra is praying and affirmations and chanting and singing. All of these things are powerful resonances. And again, realizing that the individual speaking is also operating at a universal level. Sometimes there's a tendency to hold back in speaking one's truth because there's a feeling that, well, they're not going to get it anyway. And so I'm hiding myself from others in that. The price I pay for hiding myself from others is I also hide me from me. I will never have the grandest understanding of who I am when I am attempting to hide myself from others. So let it be that I open this throat chakra and speak my truth and walk my talk and be in my authenticity of being. And that's the throat chakra at its best. So bring in the singing and bring in the toning and the vocal overtoning and the chanting and the praying and the opening to receive the guidance of the intuition and aligning with the telepathic communication and also with dreams. Dreams are very powerfully connected to our throat chakra because our dreams are also communicating wisdom unto us. And meditation. In our meditation, we receive great wisdom that is alignment with throat chakra. Aho Ashe Amin Namaste Hotepin Lakesha Lakin Shalom Satnam Hariom Rastafari. Our sacred juices are cooked in infinitely expanding Juicefari, Blistafari. Gonna always have many miles on our smile, wiggle in our giggle, tingling in our boots, laughter ever after, put in our strut, wings on our butt, always rising up. Up at the top, there's room for all. It's just the bottom that's crowded, y'all. And so it is, and so it shall eternally be.